Morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you might be. How's it going,
Jimmy,
Sean?
it's going. Do you wish you were at the old Bitcoin conference or the old shitcoin conference?
Yeah, there's a shitcoin conference going on right now, right? In Miami. That's interesting. Put on by our good friend Ken Bozak.
I thought about going a couple times because it was yesterday and today from like 9:30 to 5 p.m. But I don't have any friends locally that are into that type of stuff. So, I mean, I'm not, my wife definitely doesn't want to go. Could I have brought my kid? You think I could have probably got forward in the old shitcoin conference?
How many NFTs will you give him if he shimmies up that coconut tree?
I kind of, if I was gonna go, if I knew last night I wasn't gonna go, but if I was gonna go, I was gonna tell Kenny to load me up with Finney coins from the vault, and I was just gonna make friends by handing out Finney coins because that's how you make friends.
Yeah.
That's
It's
how
funny
you.
though, like it's funny that you said that because I was talking to a friend of mine today. Actually, I was chatting with Yoshi about crypto in Japan, and he lives in America. He's like, yeah, I know some people in Japan that like to use EOS and Wax, and I'm like, that's funny because I live here and I don't have any friends here that like to use Wax, right? Like, it's like, who uses Wax? I mean,
So the Yoshi thing? Can you explain that? Because that question gets brought up. Maybe we touched on it last time, but there's like 1 million coins went out, right?
Yeah, don't tell anyone on your Telegram channel. I saw that message that I was tagged in your chat yesterday at like 3:30 a.m. and I'm like, I'm just gonna pretend I didn't see this because I really need to sleep because I'm gonna wake up at like 7. So, yeah. So what do you want to know? Let's go over that. That's a good thing.
Okay, so there's you said profits from that. I guess secondary sales, a large portion are going to planting trees. But there's some music element, and then there's some other, like, now we got, if you're holding 2 Yoshi coins, you're getting something else. It's just really hard for people to keep up with.
Yeah, yeah, that's a valid point. So I didn't actually know. Well, I kind of knew, but I didn't actually know about the drop until almost when everyone else found out that it was going to happen. I mean, technically, I wouldn't have known if I wouldn't have been in the right place at the time. So this is the thing. One of the things that we do that's very similar to what you guys do, in a way. We've been doing this with UpliftArt, and it works so well with UpliftArt that we've taken it into other projects. And that's that we have this, UpliftArt kind of Genesis NFT that was given out to the community, very much like your membership cards. And those membership cards that you guys have in Cryptowriter sometimes entitle people to random drops or various privileges, right? And it's the same with the Genesis UpliftArt NFT and the Genesis Uplift World NFT. And these Yoshi coins are kind of like Genesis keys in themselves. So basically, they just randomly decided that, I don't know if you know who Platon is, but he's pretty interesting. Apparently, he's probably done portraits of more famous people than anyone else on the planet. And this, I don't know if you watched the video, but it's a really interesting concept. He's basically dissecting those portraits to be able to take the image of their eye, and that's his show, right? So like an interesting concept. I mean, lots of artists have interesting concepts. You may love it, you may hate it. I think it's pretty cool personally. To sit there and ponder, what that ring of existence might mean.
Right.
But yeah, essentially, there's probably going to be various tier levels and various things that are coming out that are going to happen with those Yoshi coins that I can't really say too much because it's not public, but there will be something coming out very, very, very soon that will kind of fill people in on you know, how they can be used and what the value proposition for. Now,
so you just gave us a good 3 minutes of absolutely nothing there. Thank you, Jimmy. I fully understand Yoshi coins now.
I'm not quite finished. So there's a couple. There is a couple things that I can say. So there's a little battery in the bottom, right? And so that battery, if it's in your account staked to enter the Uplift World account, will be giving you, you know, small drips of uplifting, which is the uplifting in-game.
Okay.
There's probably going to be, I'm not sure if it's, so I can't say that because I don't exactly know whether that's coming, but there will probably be a use case for something in that ecosystem for Yoshi Bucks as well, which will be an in-game, which will be an in-platform currency for the music drops. So let's go back to the music. What's happening with YoshiDrops is, you know, Yoshi himself is a producer, and so he's created a bunch of tracks that people could submit artwork to. And if they submitted this artwork to these tracks, and those tracks are chosen, basically they've created these digital vinyls, which are essentially a record that turns. You know, you might have seen them on our show.
Okay.
And these, you know, people can submit art or people can submit music, and so it's in a way it's becoming this kind of collaborative effort, right? And so I think what YoshiDrops will morph into is you'll have, you know, some really famous musicians that are standing alongside, you know, up and coming musicians. And I did, like, that's kind of what Yoshi wanted to create. He wanted to create this system whereby, you know, musicians could get exposure, and at the same time, you know, you weren't like totally going against, you know, the company ethos that has worked so hard to, you know, find these musicians that are already established. So I guess the idea is to figure out a way to more fairly bring up and coming musicians to the front and more fairly reward, you know, other musicians that have already achieved it. Because one of the nice things with Wax, as you know, is you know, every time there's a secondary sale, you know, the person who owns that NFT or the person who created that NFT, they get kind of a small reward for that, right? Like,
right,
if I buy a Finney coin, like, you guys get a little bit, and it's a really good value proposition model for the creation of essentially a local economy that's globalized. But it allows people to get that, right? And so the funding, a large portion of that, you know, revenue that's coming in from those things moving around, it's all being donated to carbonfund.org, and to carbonfund.org. And if you've been following Wax, Wax just put out an article about now how it's the most environmental and sustainable blockchain. And so what YoshiDrops' plan is to do is, by the end of 2023, we plan to plant 2 million trees. So actually, we're going to be able to we're going to be, I'm almost done. We're going to we're going to be able to not only you know, support the blockchain that is already carbon neutral, but we're actually going to make it carbon positive. YoshiDrops is going to make it carbon positive through music and art, and actually plant trees to carbon sink, right? That's the plan.
I'm curious with the carbon neutral, carbon positive, whatever, how they're just tallying up the Wax infrastructure, like BP infrastructure, and how much energy that's consuming, and then doing some calculation that says it's carbon neutral based off the amount of carbon a tree sucks up.
Yeah, so I think you bring up a really fair point.
Publish the data. You got to publish the math, right? Make it believable. Publish some math, some.
Yeah, and actually, I'd actually like to do a roundtable on this because I think it would be really interesting, right? And you're not wrong, but yeah, like 100%, right? Like I guess the narrative is that on a proof of work blockchain, you would be using this much energy, which would consume much trees, right? But I mean,
how much does Amazon Web Service server? How much energy does that use? I mean, we know how many. Do you know how many? You probably don't know, but I know early on EOS days there was a push. Some BPs were like, "Hey, we're running bare metal," the hardcore BPs, and then all the non-hardcore BPs were just running AWS. But I don't know. Anyways.
Cruise control in the comments. Yeah, so we're going to be working with mostly. There's another organization as well that details are yet to be released because I haven't released them yet, and I'm not going to quite yet. But yeah, we're going to be working with carbonfund.org and another project as well in tandem with a block producer on EOS actually, and we're going to be doing something cool and cruise control. You've just been popping up in my life all over the place. So I think I need to meet you. You were in the comments the other day. I went into the Genesis server, and the 2D maps for the Uplift are now live. I was in the Genesis server and I was looking at the Gener EOS plot, and like right there beside me where I've been building is cruise control, building this massive plot. I don't know what he's doing, but it looked pretty sweet.
Jimmy, give the people what they want and drop this wax Finney coin link in the chat for me. Remove the plus signs to get the coin. Also, don't take more than one.
Okay, I'm gonna drop it like really soon. But do you hear what's happening outside my apartment right now?
What's going on? A little street racing? Yeah,
they're called the Bozo Zoku, and they just like drive around town in the middle of the night, revving their engines, and they're like.
Man, I meant to ask you something, but now I forgot.
The level 2 miners are probably not coming out today. Probably not. I don't know. Like my today still has like 23 hours left. So.
Reese Dale, who's in the chat, he bought some land and built this this little Nintendo Switch plot, and had a scavenger hunt for a Finney coin. Hit a QR code. It just went down this morning. I think it took him people 2 hours to find it. I don't know how many people were looking. Really? There were probably 3 people looking.
But still, that's impressive that he hit it well enough that it took 2 hours to find it.
Either that, or you just had a bunch of Minecraft noobs looking for it. Because that's what's happening now, Jimmy. All the people on our chat, they're looking to get in on the Uplift action, and they're buying land, and they're building stuff, and they're searching for Finney coins.
Well, we had Bonds on the show tonight, and Bonds was talking about
Bonds.
Yes, yeah. So let's go there. So Bonds was talking about because this is day 2 of the Our Planet upgrade server, right? And it's interesting because Bonds said something very similar to what you said the other day when we had the stream. And it kind of, great minds think alike, maybe. So I guess one person ended up with an all water plot in the new Our Planet server, and he was kind of annoyed. He's like, I got all this water plot. I don't know what to do. I can't do anything.
Oh, Bonds got a water plot?
Nah, not Bonds.
Give him one out in the middle of the ocean.
Well, it's randomly generated. Right?
Yeah.
So you know, in the end, basically, what Bonds came to the conclusion, which is the conclusion that we came to, is that this is really cool because there's a lot of people in there that are helping you out that like will drop off supplies and stuff like this, right? Now, creative is a little bit different where you guys are in the creative plot, in the creative world. That's going to be a little bit easier because you can just procure resources. But I don't know, like maybe I don't know. Maybe we need to do a community tutorial or something for the Cryptowriter builders that have been looking at the plots around here, right?
They're going to be everywhere. Now, one of our community members, Ben, he got a plot and it's in the water, but our builder told him, no worries, we can get it sorted. And yeah, it's fun to see. It's fun. We want to bring everyone in and let them build around. We had that interesting conversation about little community plot kickback. Any progress on that?
I did breach that, and it's not something that's going to happen anytime soon.
Okay.
Basically, we're bootstrapping this, and it's alpha, and we just want everything running. Yeah. But it is a good idea, and it might come at some point. But like we're right now, we're basically looking at getting the rewards turned on. We've got a couple.
When do we have a rough date on when the rewards are going to be turned on?
So they're turned on periodically now as we're trying to test and break things.
Okay.
You know, because like I think it's really important that you break shit before you release like into full beta.
Until someone figures out a way to dig a hole into the center of the earth and collect all the rewards.
Well, I mean, like we've had it. Like we've had like people who are like extremely good at Minecrafting, like messing things up, according to other people, and then they're saying no, they're not messing things up. So like it's weird because Minecraft is like it's probably the most the biggest game, most played game ever, like created. Yeah. And so you have all these people that are used to going in and doing whatever the hell they want. They basically, come into the Uplift world, and then there's property rights and land rights, and they're like, they can't go and kill other people. They can't steal their resources. They can't knock down your shift tower because, they don't like Lars's office, right? But here's the thing, like we're not creating that. We're creating something different. But I will, like, again, I'm gonna become famous in this show for doing this because I'm gonna tell you something and I'm not gonna tell you anything more about it. But I'll just say Nemesis is coming. That's it.
Okay. By the way, so we were working on Crypto Finney 2.0. Kenny and I had a great idea for Crypto Finney 2.0. We started like building towards it. Started doing the artwork, figuring out the mechanics, and then we had the ultimate idea. And
I don't know what it is, but I
haven't. No one really knows what it is outside of Kenny, Cheney, and I, and Nathan. But it was Nathan's idea, and we're sorting out the mechanics. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. You like to say, "Here's the thing." I'm gonna throw a "here's the thing" at you. We didn't even know this was possible. Right. It was one of those things if we knew it was possible, it would have been what we were planning for all along, but we didn't know it was possible until Nathan told us it was possible. And then we were like, oh shit, this could be huge. Like it's what everyone's dreamed of basically in terms of Crypto Finney. And it's going to be better than that.
Nice.
Get ready. We're like, we got the laser focus now. Maybe like 2 months away. I don't know. We're so excited to do this, and it's never been done before. Obviously, and people are going to be blown away. And I think it might even generate excitement outside of just the Wax EOS community because it's that cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You and I are connected in very bizarre ways, Sean. You know that?
Are we?
Yeah. I like it. Yeah, I have a lot of respect for Nathan.
Here, drop a EOS link. So what happens is we have, well, I don't even know if you know this, but some people know. We have like a vault of like, we started with 1,000 EOS Finney coins and 1,000 wax Finney coins, and that's how we use the Finney coins to pay for content and to promote the community, et cetera, et cetera. So every month, Kenny, like we've got it all budgeted out, he gives me an allotment of wax and EOS Finney coins that I use to like hand out on these shows and play stupid, guess the rapper GIF thing and hand out coins that way. And even though it is the 4th of June, I didn't give away all my coins. I had 4 coins left, so we're giving them away today.
Oh, nice!
Right
So
here, right now. Yeah, this is, and then I'm gonna have to get restocked here.
That's nice, sweet. Yeah, so there's 3, so there's one more coming.
Yeah, there's one more coming.
I want to address a question by Jenka. Yes, if you have a Java account and you're registered and you have land in one world, all you have to do is click the /server button and you can go to any of the other worlds.
What's the cheapest land you can buy just so you can get in there and have a look around? If you buy land in any of the worlds, can you travel to the other worlds? I assume you can. Yeah. So what is the, like, what's the cheapest world land?
I'm not 100% sure. My guess right now is maybe, well, it's rail, so the land isn't really, maybe Genesis or maybe London. But
Genesis, our builder the other day said they were going for like $400.
Yeah. But here's the thing as well.
But it has to get to a point where if you don't own land, you can still run around, right?
Yeah. So remember, we're in closed alpha.
Okay.
I got it. Closed alpha basically means that like we're only, essentially letting people that are actively doing things. However, there is a whitelist. So if you have a friend who has land, or you have a friend who wants to come in and look around, they can whitelist you to build on their plot. You can whitelist up to 1 person. So then like you could get in the game, you could go check out, what's happening over at the, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to call it Fin City, but I think I'm going to just start calling it Fin City.
Just roll with it. Just roll with it. Someone in the community suggested that. Maybe they're watching right now, but credit to that person. I don't know if maybe we should use it because we're coming out with the pack drop that tells more Finney's story, and we needed a name for the city, and we had some ideas tossed out, and it'd be kind of weird that Finney is coming from his planet to a place, to Earth, to a city called Fin City. That really doesn't make sense, but we might just have to roll with it because it sounds good.
There's a couple communities out there that we often review on our channel. That
Shift Town. Ooh, I like that. I like that one. Yeah, it does have Shift plastered all over it, so maybe we call it Shift Town.
And two of the communities that I really like in the Uplift, they've actually organized community plots whereby they've all went in together to pick up land. Now, so some of the Cryptowriter people who are a little bit worried about that land prices, I mean, you could all jump in together and maybe pick up a piece of land, like, not so far away from the crypto people, and maybe get 1 or 2 people to start building it out. But or pick up 3 or 4 pieces of land, go in on a group of 10. You might be able to find something.
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea.
And when the plots start going out for the crypto Finney people as well, like that might be some land for your community. I'm not sure if you guys have decided what you're going to do with it yet, but you can whitelist one other person. And we're trying to move fast and break shit as much as we can. And sometimes we break shit, so sometimes we have to slow down.
Why are you so upbeat and chirpy today? Is it just because the weekend is here? Well, it's already your Saturday, right?
Yeah, it's not. It's my friend.
Usually we're doing these calls and you're like, you're dragging, you look all disheveled. Tonight you've got a nice shirt on. You've got some the little is that rhodium necklace you're wearing? Does it give off some energy here? What's going on, Jimmy?
It's actually I think it's actually I wear it all the time, and like I get really annoyed if I forget it. But I got it when I was in Australia, and I think it's like iron ore from Australia. So yeah, close enough to rhodium. I had a hell of a day. I actually worked for like 10 hours today, and it's actually not the weekend because like one of the only days that I actually like do any work is Saturday. I go to a really cool school, and I teach. Well, I'm a library teacher, believe it or not. There's like staff members from like over 60 different countries at my workplace. It's pretty cool, to be honest. And like some of these guys are they're like PhD, like, you know, students who are like creating crazy shit and like flying drones around Osaka and stuff. Like, it's really weird. Yeah, the reason I'm so chirpy is it's just been a hell of a day. And I actually we pondered not doing this, and I was a little bit bummed because I kind of like doing this with you, even though it's to my detriment. Did I tell you what happened last week after our show?
After our show?
Yeah.
No. You got yeah, but you can tell it.
Yeah, so I had like 2 hours, and I had to get up to go to work, and you know, I knew if I went upstairs, because I wasn't at my house, I was actually at the in-laws house. I knew if I went upstairs, I was going to wake people up, I was going to wake my daughter up, and I was just like, I can't do that. And if I go upstairs, I'm probably not going to get up. And the last time my wife tried to wake me up in the morning, like I got angry at her because she like pulled the blanket off of me and like didn't go over well. And so I just decided to lay down on the kitchen floor and cover myself with a t-shirt. And I woke up, you know, a couple hours later with somebody like cooking dinner above my head. And, you know, I was then covered up with a blanket. And yeah, that's my life.
Wait, cooking dinner? Cooking dinner?
Cooking breakfast, sorry.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
But it was great. I had a really nice walk to the station. I took the train to work.
If Reese Dale pulls the all-nighter, I'll give him a Finney coin. I don't know how we could track that though. That is the absolute worst feeling, in my opinion. Like back in my party days when I go to the clubs on South Beach, my goal was just to make it home before the sun came up. But there's this point where if you don't, because this was the little rundown, right? Back in my heyday, you go to the club and you'd get there at like 12:30 a.m. and then you take it till about 4:30 a.m. But the after hours stuff didn't really start till like 6:30 a.m. So you had the time between 4:30 a.m. and 6:30 a.m. So you go to Gold Rush, which was the strip club at the time, and you'd hang out there for a couple hours before walking across the street to Nocturnal after hours, and you go and the sun would come up. But as I got older, you can't do that. Can't do that very often, and you just feel like absolute shit the next day. But I used to love going to the club, but the goal was always to be home before the sun came up, because if the sun starts coming up and it gets a little too high in the sky, then sleeping becomes an issue, and you might end up like, you get past this point of no return, you might just end up on the boat, you know? And then it's just delaying the inevitable. You start drinking vodka Red Bulls, and the next thing you know, you're drinking tequila Red Bulls. You want to fight people, and then you go to sleep and you don't recover till Wednesday, and then Thursday you fire it back up again and start all over again. So I always try to get home before the sun comes up. If there are any kids out there, that's good advice. Nothing good happens. The all-nighter is got to be the worst thing for your health. Jimmy, how many hours of sleep a night do you get on average?
Not enough, because I've become super bitchy, actually, to be honest. But yeah, like maybe on average,
I could see that. On average, what?
On average, maybe I get between like 4 and 6 hours a night.
Okay, 6 is all right. 4 is terrible. I don't have any problem sleeping. But usually the best time to be in our Telegram chat is like right after my wife goes down at like 9:30, and then we're up and we're talking shit, and then you look up and it's like 11:30, and I'm like, oh, I got to go to bed, because I wake up at about 6:30 a.m., 7 a.m. But from 11:30 to 7 a.m., I don't like it's good sleep, good quality sleep. Never had a problem with sleeping. I would hate to be that person that like falls asleep maybe early and then wakes up like 2 hours later, and then they can't get back to sleep, and they try their couch and they're like moving around the house trying to find a place to sleep, and they just can't do it.
I've been there before, but my thing is that, like, there's nothing worse for me, because like my mind races like 90% of the day. There's nothing worse for me than going to bed and not falling asleep within like the first 3 minutes. And that sometimes happens. And it's like, so I usually don't go to bed until I'm utterly exhausted, and then I have to wake up in the morning. So I have a question for you though, because we're going to cut this short, but I did want to ask you, for the last 5 or 10 minutes, because you were talking about it. I run on whims. That's my life. I need a t-shirt that says that. You are a musician in some regards, right? Like, you used to be a DJ, and I see the guitar in the background there. Are you planning on submitting some piece of music to YoshiDrops? Because I think it would be pretty cool.
Piece of music.
Yeah. So you could submit an original piece of music to YoshiDrops, and somebody might pair it with a piece of artwork, and then that would be like a YoshiDrop NFT. And I mean, a certain number of go to YoshiDrops.com to see the actual stats, because I got so many stats running in my head that I get confused. But a certain number goes back to you. I think you get like the first mints or something like that, and then it's this collaborative effort. So anyone
I'm not gonna submit anything, but I have friends that might be interested. But then I'd have to explain to them, and that'd take like 3 hours. They wouldn't understand it. We're doing Finney. We're working on a. B-Dub from our group is made a little connection, and we're working on a Finney collab with a old school rap legend.
When's that gonna come?
I don't know. It's just, we've just like made the connection and a little excitement there, and we're thinking of a cool way to do it. Maybe we can get this rapper to spit a little Finney verse for us, so that when you get your I'm not going to say his name, the Finney, like, you hear the little custom verse. Could be cool. Might not be.
You just talked for like 3.5 minutes, and I learned absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Maybe we do a Jimmy Finney.
I would be okay with a Jimmy Finney. Actually, but it's funny.
I would rather do you than a Bonds Finney. Bonds, I don't. Have you seen all these like James Bonds and all the all the Bonds things he's dropping in all the chat. It's just like he's just peacocking.
Okay, so I really I do love Bonds. Like he's one of my favorite people. But I have to tell you this because this is hilarious.
It's going to his head. It's all this Our Planet fame
Bonds,
is going right to his head. Like
I didn't realize that Bonds actually had long hair. He showed up today for our show with his hair down.
With his hair down? Well,
yeah.
Hair down. What's better, hair down on a guy or man bun?
Well, I mean, I've got long hair. People
yeah,
don't
but
know
what?
that.
Yeah, pigtails. What do you got back there?
No,
Sideways
I have a huge afro, actually. Man.
Okay, so you have a ponytail. Bonds at one point, I saw him on your show. I think he was on a round table, and I took a screenshot or something, and I noticed he had a man bun. Right? He had a man bun.
Like, yeah.
And then so the question is, man bun or hair down?
Well, I mean, I can't wear my hair down because if I wear my hair down,
I'm not asking about your hair. Do you prefer Bonds with a man bun or hair down? Because man bun and Bonds, it just doesn't. In my opinion, it doesn't go. But I've never seen him with his hair down. Is this this has got to be a Rona, like where you just don't cut your hair because it's Rona.
Like, you know, when you walk into that like weird aisle of the movie store and you just want to stop looking at the backs of those movies, but you can't.
Bonds.
That's kind of that's kind of how the way I feel about these Bonds memes that are coming out. It's
if you're gonna do the Bonds meme, every once in a while you got to be really select. Like if he's gonna use them, here's my advice, Bonds. You got to be really selective of when and where you use it. But when I go to our Planet chat and he does like 5 in a row, then he comes over to our chat and drops another 5. Then I go to the chat I've been in with him for 3 years, which is like we're all bondsed out. He's he's got like 50 of them. So he probably doesn't know this. But I mean, he probably doesn't know this, but this is a little secret just for this show. Don't tell him, Jimmy. Let him figure it out on his own. But in our chat, after his last tirade of Bonds meme, whatever, I went into the administrator settings and I disallowed his ability to share GIFs and videos and other various media on our chat. So I mean, he's going to go. Oh, and as Reese pointed out, Bonds is soft, organized poker against the Cryptowriter community for Our Planet Elements and didn't show up. Bonds came in our group talking a lot of shit. Our community was like, Bonds, why don't you join us for a poker game? Because one was about to get started that night. And Bonds is like, I can't do it now, but 420 tomorrow, let's do poker. It's on. He's talking all this shit. You know, Finney coins are on the line. He's throwing in, I guess, Our Planet Elements. And 420 rolls around. And guess what? As expected, nowhere to be found.
Well, I mean, it is Bonds and it is 420, so I don't know why he would ever make an appointment at that time. But here's what I kind of want you to do now. It's probably never going to happen, but I think it would be funny. I'd like to see a female bearded Bonds Finney.
Ooh.
I mean, he's putting these images out there himself, so
yes,
it's kind of like, you know.
What female would it be like?
I don't know, but definitely hair down. It's got to be hair down.
Hair down.
Bonds.
And a bearded. Okay.
Wearing a dress. I mean, there was that one really disturbing GIF where he was wearing a dress.
Oh yeah. A bond. Oh, we could do so much with it. I know though that here's a thing. Bonds holding us hostage. our community wants to get on our planet. They would like that. Bonds is out there selling thousands of dollars of all the Finney coin money we've tried to grease him with. And he's holding us hostage. So I don't know. We'll see. When Crypto Finney 2.0 comes out, we might not even need bonds anymore.
I don't know. I'm excited to learn more about that. That sounds
cool. Once we figure out once we lock in the mechanics, we'll start putting a little stuff out there on it. But it's gonna be fucking awesome. It's gonna be huge.
Well, huge. I know you got a hard out. I'm hoping not because of bonds and address.
No, my lunch date canceled on me.
Oh, it did. Okay.
Yeah, but I know you're.
I think go for a little bit more. We got a couple of things we can talk about. We should do some gratitudes.
I thought this was gonna be the one show.
No, we'll do it. Okay. We'll do it soon. But we should do some gratitudes. But I was gonna say, yeah, like I'm super excited to see what's
Wait, did we do the last coin?
No, I'll do that as well.
Here, let me add it.
Where are we gonna go?
I'm starting to think DeFi integration. Nope.
Should we go to?
Here's my hint. It's gonna be fun. There's my big hint on Crypto Finney 2.0. It's gonna be more fun than you've ever had in NFTs. Ever. All right, gratitudes.
You know what? Fuck it. Let's go to
where? Can we?
You want to go to? You want to?
Reese, should we put gratitudes on your wall?
Sure. Give me the coordinates.
It'd be cool to show off his what he's what he's building. Reese, what are your coordinates?
And what world?
In what world?
Can you tell me? Because I got two windows open here.
Yeah, I'm waiting for him to answer. He said he'd be honored. Give us the world in the coordinates, Reese.
Yeah, as long as it's not in Chicken Call, we're cool.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Got it. Genesis and have you ever? Yeah, this is Corey's crazy, magnificent, wine glass. I'll share it here. Temple thing that we do all of our show gratitudes on, which blows me away because you just decided to make a funnel and then build stuff inside of it, which is pretty cool. It's nuts. So yeah, Reese, whenever you get me those coordinates,
He gave him.
Sorry, I didn't see that.
3,400, 1,550.
Wow.
Oh, there it is.
My computer's super slow today. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, after watching Corey run through our plot on the round table with his fast computer, makes me want to get a fast computer.
Right? Yeah. So Reese, where do you want us to put these? Yeah, my computer's really bad.
Can you at least show us there's the Nintendo Switch back there.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's his plot over there.
I'm assuming this is you.
He says you gotta run. He says you gotta run the level, no flying. It's a level.
Oh, I don't know how.
It looks like you're just going around the whole level, dude.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how well this is going to work because my computer rendering is so slow. But I like it. My computer's been acting up really badly today. I don't know why. This is just like me drunk driving, basically. Okay, let's do it.
Just hop up. Yeah. I don't know where you start, but just let's hop up these things.
I like it. What's going on here?
Maybe, you got to go over there.
I got to go over here.
No, you probably got to go over to those bricks and run up that and then come back around the other way.
I don't play Nintendo Switch, man. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah. Reese, just tell us where you want us to put the.
I like this. Like I want to have you on our channel, and I want to watch you run the level because this looks really cool, and I feel like an idiot that I don't know.
Ooh, look, there's a thing.
Yeah, this reminds me of it's one of those flowers. It's a Mario flower.
Yeah,
one of those ones that shoots the spitballs at you. This is great, Reese. Please come on our
Yeah, why doesn't Reese? Do you have stage fright, or will you come on one of these podcasts?
Yeah, do this. Show us this. This is sweet. I really like this a lot.
We've got game. Is this the first game level in the Uplift world?
I don't know, man, but this is pretty sweet. There's one plot that has
go in the tunnel. Go in the tunnel.
There's one plot that has an ice boat race, which is really sweet. What's in here?
Oh, he's in. He's in. He's gonna show you.
I'm a little bit freaked out, Reese. What are you doing to me? Are you going to kill me and steal all my inventory?
You're going to lock you in there for the next 10 years.
He won't let me out.
He's going to hit the bottom. There he is. Hey. Hit the bottom of the tunnel. You get locked in, and there's just a single screen that you're forced to face, and it just plays Bond's meme gifs on replay hour after hour.
This is just ridiculous. I just got a weird Clockwork Orange.
Yeah. Oh, there he goes. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, you lose.
He's
Jimmy.
really good. Super good.
It's a big jump. Oh, he popped in the hole. He's telling you go down the hole.
I can't go down the hole,
come on. It's the glory hole. You got to go down that middle hole. No flying, though.
The rendering for this is nuts.
He's telling you, come on, Jimmy.
I can't make that jump, Reese. What's happening? How did you do that? Okay, last try. If I don't make it, I'm going to be ticked. All right.
Oh.
How are you getting up there, Reese? What?
He's a ginger, but you are too.
I don't really understand how. Oh,
don't want to plop down that hole.
No. All right, I'm gonna try this one more time. And honestly, I just am really annoyed that my
control is to run. He said,
slow right now.
You got to run. You got to use control.
Yeah,
to run and do
I was hitting control. The problem is
Jimmy sucks.
No, the problem is my computer's lagging so much that I can't really time it. I don't know why it's lagging. I think it's because I've got too many things open.
You take. But he went over. No. Try again. You take me. Hey, Jimmy, you take me as one of those people that has 50,000 tabs open in your browser.
Yeah, I am one of those people.
Absolutely.
Okay, last time I'm going to do it.
No. Just fly up there and drop down.
I don't even think I'm in creative mode.
Freaking dude left the game. Someone in the chat said Jimmy's making me feel better about my lack of skills. We had noobs.
That's pretty bad.
And Jimmy actually plays this hardcore.
Yeah, seriously, I'm really ashamed. I don't know what's going on with this. My computer.
For Corey, this is no problem.
It's not gonna work. Reese, you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna reset my computer. Not right now.
Full of excuses, Jimmy.
I'm gonna reset my computer and we're gonna have a whole event here. I really want to do it. Okay, I'm gonna make it this time and I'm not gonna go too far. Ready? Third time, fifth time, 10th time. It's the charm. Here I go.
Oh, you're too late.
I know, right?
You're just too late.
No, it's the. I could shut it down, but I'm not going to. Yeah, something's like definitely.
Yeah. It's a computer. It's a computer.
Totally the computer. What? Oh. I do have a shit ton of things open. If I close some of these.
Yeah, even MB made it.
Even
Pleb. You got to change your little username to total pleb. Ploob.
Let me try to shut some things down here and see if it works.
But let's he keeps blaming the computer for his failure to adjust and time the jump.
Hey, so I can tell you something that's you're gonna just like, because I have the feeling that you're a very detailed oriented person. You take a guess at how many unread emails I have.
Oh God. I want to say 1,100.
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh, it looks like it's going a little faster. No. How many unread emails?
Like over 50,000.
Bro, you got to start hitting that unsubscribe button now, and maybe by by 2028 you'll drop under 100 spam emails a day. Reese is like showing you. Oh, wait, there's a thing on the side. Oh, he made a step for you. Oh, how nice.
Oh, nice.
How nice. Drop down that hole. Let's see if Jimmy can do this. Drop down the glory hole.
Oh, he can't. Like, I'm starting to get frustrated now. Okay, ready?
He's making it bigger so you can walk in.
This is like the worst demo ever right now. This is
Oh, this is great.
I love it.
Let's go. Come on.
Oh, so like, I'm gonna be able to punch these blocks at some point in time. Oh, I'm burning. I'm burning. Can you tell I never played video games as a kid?
Oh, look at this. Oh, he's done.
Where am I? And
man. No, that's it.
I'm done. I die. This is what happens when you come here.
This is great.
Like, that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
This is awesome.
I don't know what happens. I really like it. But here's what we're gonna do.
Well, let's can't we let's get a little let's set up a little competition, a little tournament for next week's episode, and we'll load the QR code at the end with some NFT of sorts, maybe Finney coin, or maybe something even more awesome, and we'll round up the troops, and they'll tune in, and at some point in the show we'll say ready, set, go, and everyone races. Does it work?
I think this is a great idea. And I'm gonna, probably buy a new computer before then.
Yeah.
Because this is like the best, worst experience I've ever had.
You're soft locked. I've never heard that. I assume that's a gamer expression. Have you heard that expression, Jimmy?
I have not. I am not
soft
a gamer.
locked. You just got soft locked, where you were stuck in the game and couldn't do anything. I assume that's what it means.
Yeah, I'm guessing it means that as well. Huh?
That's a total ploob move.
This is awesome. Yeah. Okay. Done. Let's.
We'll make it a big event next week.
Yeah. So.
How fun would it be if everyone, so Reese can like tweak the level a little bit, whatever, get it set up, and we get as many people. Let's say we could just get 10 people, and then on the show we say ready, set, go, and the first person to run over to that QR code and zap it gets the NFT, and it's like it's a race. Can that be done?
Yeah, I think we can do that. We can definitely do something. I'm not sure.
Like no one here can just like float over everything, can they?
They could, but I'm basically gonna.
So we need referees.
Wow, like I think if anyone does that, they're an idiot.
Yeah.
Like if anyone does that, I don't know what we do.
Right. You don't know what the crackheads will do for these Finney coins, though. Like people have done a lot more than levitate for a Finney coin. Whoa. I like how he like looks back to make sure you made it.
Oh man.
You can tell Reese just from the expression on his Minecraft. What are the characters called? Do they have a name?
I don't know. Like I don't know. Like literally, I've been playing this for like 2 months.
Just from the expression on his Minecraft character's face, you can tell how proud he is of building this level. Oh, look at this!
So awesome. Like, this is really freaking good, man.
You know, Reese actually set us up with our builder.
Nice. I mean, this is
these
like
Aussies, these friggin' Aussie Minecraft builders. They're hardcore.
This is really good. Like,
his plot is too far away from the ones we're gonna get for our community. We might have to give him one of ours, so he can recreate one of these games or whatever. He said he ran out of special effects at the end.
This is some gratitude.
Oh.
I love it. Fall down backwards. Okay.
Fall down backwards.
I mean, like, how can I not do that? Oh man, this is so good.
There's blood. Is that blood? What is that?
Blood. Sorry, I'm gonna read that sign. Winner, winner, Finney dinner. Oh man, this is so good.
Look at it, so I can snap this QR code and get my Finney coin.
There, you got it?
Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, it was claimed by LP4B2.WAM. That's awesome.
That's really impressive. actually.
Yeah.
And this is like, this is closed alpha. What's going to happen when we get to open?
It's going to be crazy.
Whatever.
Man, Reese, we might need to whitelist you on our crypto Finney plot so you can build an underground level.
Yeah, this is.
How many blocks deep can you go?
I'm not sure, but I found the bottom of the server once.
What happens when your server blows up?
When our server blows up?
What do you think what do you think like when this thing opens up?
Oh, sorry. Long blow up. Yeah, like so that was part of the problem. We were gonna do it all in one world, but it wasn't really possible because like we were gonna have all of these different sections.
Right, it's just too big. It's just too big.
So that's why now we have the teleport.
So who is someone like running servers, or you just like ship it out to AWS or one of those?
No, we have a
server.
we have a server guy.
Oh God, he's probably in a room.
No, actually, our server guy actually comes on our show quite often, to be honest.
You should just, I'm sure there's plenty of BPs out there that aren't producing blocks running bare metal servers that they dump like $1 million into that you can just plug into. This is awesome though. I just have a feeling that once this thing opens up, like server's going to crash and we're going to have to deal with some growing pains. But once you get it sorted out,
well, I mean, we did have some situations in Chicken Caw when we opened it because that's the busiest one. And now they're kind of rendered better. Things are working better. But yeah,
it's awesome.
Where should we put the gratitudes there?
Yeah, Reese, where do you want us to put a gratitude? And Reese will put a gratitude up there too.
He's just gonna close me in and leave me here. He's like, yeah, I'm just gonna like make it so that you can't get out, Jimmy. I really I wasn't actually planning on. Probably I need a hard reset.
He's going to blow this plot up tomorrow with TNT, he says.
Really? Why?
Because he's a ginger, and that's what gingers do.
No, don't do that. Like seriously, I want to have this event next week. I think having an event here would be awesome. I think you're right.
He said, "Do the gratitude here."
Okay. I'll go find it.
He's up. He's floating up there.
Oh, where is he?
There.
I don't even know if I can fly. Whoa. What's going on here?
Whoa. It's like into the abyss.
What's this stuff?
So it's a parallel universe.
What happens if I go in there?
Okay. He says he's not going to blow it up with TNT.
I mean, if you want to blow it up with TNT,
that would be the most ginger thing a ginger could do. It'd be cliche, Reese. You can't pull a ginger stunt like that and blow up a awesome level with TNT. Come on.
How about we put them here? Is this cool? Let's put them here.
He's very particular about where you place the. Oh God, I got to think of something.
Oh no! So he doesn't want me to put it here?
What? No, I don't think he cares.
Okay, cool.
You go first.
Jimmy D. Grateful for RHYSDALES. Reach Dale's awesome build.
Oh, I know what mine is gonna be.
Yeah,
I know what I've got my gratitude.
fun.
Oh, we got another ginger in the. How many people are watching this right now, by the way?
23.
Seriously?
Yeah.
So this is an anomaly because we have two gingers in the chat right now, and I'll tell you why in a second. So my Sean is grateful for.
I'm gonna let Reese put this up. You want to put it up, Reese? And Sean is grateful for. Why don't you do it?
No, he already put something up. What's it say?
Probably I'm grateful Jimmy can't jump. This is like the worst. Like, seriously.
Reese can't.
Grateful for my new Finney coins.
Oh yeah,
It's a good one. I like it. So Reese, I'm gonna let you do the honors and put if you're listening and you can, I'm gonna let you do the honors.
So
put up.
Sean is grateful for 2% of the population.
Is Reese gonna do that? There we go. He's adding some color to the backdrop.
Oh, I like it. Sean is grateful for 2% of the population.
That's good. That's great.
Jimmy, are you a ginger?
I am. Actually.
You are. Well, that means I'm grateful for you. Oh, I'm grateful for Reese, and I'm grateful for and Joanka. How do you say that?
I have no idea.
Okay, but think about this. There's like 22 people watching, and we've got 3 gingers.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I'd have to get a calculator out. Yeah.
Gingers do it better. I
do.
I love it.
They do.
Let's do this.
What do you now? What?
Well, we're gonna take one photo there.
This show took an unexpectedly awesome turn.
Yeah.
So in Crypto Finney 1.0, there is a single Crypto Finney with orange hair.
Nice. All right, get over here. Get over here, Ginger Bro.
You know, Reese looks just like Bozak in real life.
I like it. Okay, I believe we got a screenshot here.
That's you, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Can you, your cursor, is it going to be in the screenshot? Or it has to be?
I don't think so. Why?
Because it's right over your face.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be in there.
Oh, okay. All right, smile. Peas and carrots. Peas and carrots.
Okay, I think I took it, but just in case, let me.
Oh yeah, get there. Face the light, Reese. That's better. We can see your face now. Press F1.
No. I think I took it, so we're good. Good. We got it. And that was awesome. Yeah. So here's what I want to do, because I think you had a good idea, Sean, and thanks for showing this to us, Reese. I want to go buy a new computer so I don't look like a total idiot. Like we were in Finneyland like last week and it wasn't this bad, right? Like I don't know.
I don't know. I remember just Corey like
Corey's
around. Yeah. Tell me what computer he has, because I'm going to buy it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like he's got a desktop one that's like kind of new. So.
Ooh, yeah. This whole uplift is making me my MacBook Pro just can't cut it. And I'm gonna have to get a new computer. I got a 38-inch monitor though, and you can do split screens with dual inputs, so I can have Minecraft on one side off the badass PC, and then my other nonsense on the other side off the MacBook Pro.
Nice. You know what? I'm just gonna chill here, because
Let's bring someone else on the show. Let's bring someone out of the audience.
we could do that.
We could play The Price is Right.
Reese, if you want to come on the show.
Yeah, I don't know if he's gingers can be camera shy.
If you want to come on the show next week, and you can just have an avatar and have your voice. But if you want to come on the show next week, then maybe what we do is we get a bunch of people to come in and run that gauntlet.
Yeah,
live on stream, and we'll give out something cool.
We'll put a Finney coin at the end. It's like a $230 gift right now, and we'll stick it on the end, and then everyone just has to get after it. But the thing is, Reese is going to have to rework some stuff because people in our community already. Well, I mean, I guess it could just be a race. But what I'm saying is people know this morning when they ran it, people didn't know where it was, right? So they had to search all over the place to find it. Whereas now everyone kind of knows how to get there. You take the second tube down and you jump over some shit and boom, you're there. So either it has to be a race or he's got to reconfigure it somehow. Or we just got to build a whole new level somewhere. What do you think?
I don't know. I'm gonna let Reese decide the details.
Yeah, we'll talk about it over the coming days, and we'll prepare for next Friday.
Yeah, but let's do that. So next week we're gonna we'll probably be back to our normal time maybe, but next week we'll show up here. Anyone who wants to join in game.
Do you think we could? How many gingers do you think are in Uplift? It could just be a ginger race. Would that be possible? I mean, no, I'm probably not.
I mean, I like the idea, but I just don't want to be, negative towards non-gingers.
It's not. There's a Finney coin at the end. If we're only giving gingers a chance to get $200 Finney coin, you think that's negative or positive towards ginger?
But it's positive. But as a ginger, we used to get made fun of a lot, so we feel really bad.
What do you think about this on a more serious note? I'm going to put you on the spot here. So in Florida, I think in here it's like Gay Pride Month or LBGT, whatever month. And on the first day, the governor here in Florida banned transgenders from competing in female sports.
I don't get the whole transgender thing. And I'll be like 100% honest about it. It really only seems like it's a problem in North America, like mostly, and maybe England and maybe Australia, but like the rest of the world, they don't give a shit, right? They don't care. They just let people be people.
Okay, but do you think biologically male people should be able to compete in female sports if they identify as a female?
Yeah, so that's a good question, and I actually had a big fight on a similar topic with my first year university professor, and I left the program that I was in and studied something else because of it. So she basically for our final exam made us argue that women should be allowed to play in the NFL. And I said, that's bullshit. You can't let women play in the NFL. And she said, why can't women have the same rights as men? And I said, well, the problem is that women are built differently. So if you have a 200 120-pound male tackling a woman, you're going to break her hips and she's never going to be able to have right? Like
you're right.
So,
you're right.
And she said, no, like with this, you have to argue this. And so basically I wrote a 200 word or 300 word essay and then 1.5 hour exam, how this is the worst exam and the worst professor and the stupidest question ever, especially for a freaking like introductory level kinesiology course where we studied bones and shit. And so she called me into her office and she said that like that we had to leave. So in answer to your question, I think actually it is a fairly decent question, right? Like if you're, I mean, I don't think you can say like you're biologically male or you're biologically female, but I think if you're, I think how they should maybe measure it then is they should measure it according to the hormones that your body naturally produces, and if they're over or under a certain level, then that's the track.
Interesting,
right? Like, because that's the only really fair way to do it without being like biased or without being judgmental towards somebody's own opinions, which I might not like it, but like it doesn't bother me. I'm fine, right? Like if you're gonna touch my private parts in an elevator, it's gonna piss me off most of the time, right? Like, but if you're just doing your own thing and you're not impeding my freedom, then I'm okay, right? I'm like serious.
Jimmy's never turned down an unexpected reach around in the elevator. Ladies, men, anyone, a reach around's a reach around. It happens, right? All right.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I don't like
anyone who's played sports knows that. Look, there are women out there that will kick some men's ass, right? Like for sure. But like when you kind of, in most cases, that's not the case. My wife and I have argued about this too. I'm like, come on, Jen, we both CrossFit. She CrossFits, she's more hardcore than I am in terms of she's in the gym. Like she's up at 5 in the gym. She's either running like 4 or 5 miles or she's CrossFitting. So she runs 2 days a week, CrossFits 3 days a week.
That's really good. I'm sorry, but that's so good.
But like, I'm like, Jen, come on, like she's lifting whatever, it doesn't matter. We've both been CrossFitting for like 12 years or 13 years and she's not even lifting her body weight, right? Whereas me, and I get in there like 2 days a week and kind of screw around on my phone, but in most lifts I'm like 2.5 times my body weight. So that's just kind of biology, right? Bone mass.
Yeah,
They say like wrist size too of men, like lifters and stuff. Anyways, I think it's interesting that we've gotten to a point in society where like this is like a polarizing topic. Like I think we're kind of wasting our time on a lot of this stuff. Why do we have to even pass these laws, right? Our taxpayer money is going so they can, pass some law on transgenders competing in female sports. How do we even get here, right? 20 years ago, these weren't a topic. I guess you gotta, everyone's sort of forced to pick a side nowadays. I don't like it. Why can't we just all get along, Jimmy?
Yeah, and so that's what's interesting to me is because I've been out of North America for a long time in the last 2 decades, and it's not an issue here, right? Like some of Japan's most famous people are, essentially cross-dressers or trans vestites, or there's one dude who's his father is American, I think, and he's had like his father was an American baseball player in Japan, and he had like something crazy like over 50 plastic surgery things. Wow. Like his skin looks like a doll that you would buy.
Just use a filter.
Yeah, like it looks like a Ken doll. Like it's nuts. There's like nothing. Like it's 100%, not natural. And it's funny because when I see him online, I don't think, I wonder if he's gay. I wonder if he's transvestite. I wonder if he's. I just think like that's weird, and I don't think I would ever do that to myself. Right? Like, there's no judgment other than the fact that like he did something that I won't do. Right? Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
why do we have to judge other people? I don't. Sorry, like this is a weird topic for me because I get really emotional about this, but like, and I do this in other ways as well. But like, why do we have to judge other people because they make us feel uncomfortable? It doesn't make any sense.
No.
Go somewhere else.
Sometimes though you feel bad, like you feel bad for people, right? Why do you think some people maybe do this, like the stuff that the guy you're talking about, because it makes him feel normal, right? But I think other people do all sorts of crazy stuff because the mob says that they need to do that, or that this is, if you're feeling this way, you need to do that. Why do people feel the need to have 50 plastic surgeries? Do you really think that it makes them feel better? Maybe some people, but I'd say most people that go to extreme limits, extreme lengths to do stuff like that, they've got some sort of pain inside, right? I don't know. I think that when you look at people, it's not always that you're judging them, but you like, I don't know. I was lucky enough growing up in Miami. I'm thankful I grew up in Miami because it is a melting pot, and you see all sorts. There's people. You're surrounded by all sorts of people, from gays to gothic people to all, like, people are pretty free here to be who they want to be, and they don't catch any flack. But I feel like if I grew up in a place where it was just everyone was white, right, and everyone had certain beliefs, and you'd hear your parents think a certain way, and the neighbors were all thinking a certain way, like how do you break out of that, right? I don't know. I'm just glad that Miami, Florida, we've got it all here. The weirder, the better.
Do you have any friends that are racist or sexist? Or
I have a Filipino dark skin buddy who's a bit racist, but I don't know, like, he's got black friends. He'll just say stuff that is racist, but he's like dark skin himself. And I think, and he's explained it to me because his dad was the biggest racist, and his dad was Filipino, super dark skin, like really dark skin. And I think it was like a defense mechanism that his dad got, and his dad's passed away since. But being a Filipino in Miami, because Miami wasn't always a melting pot, right? This is when Cubans started coming over, and then you had influx of South Americans. Before that, like, Miami was, it was cracker town in a sense way back in the day. And then you had a Filipino living in Miami, okay, and as a defense mechanism, the dad became racist against blacks, if that makes sense. And it carried over to my friend Zach. He's not, I wouldn't call him like a racist. He'll just make comments and point to his dad, right? So I thought that's an interesting one.
I like back in the day, right? Like, there's a really interesting book called The Mafia: The First 100 Years. And it basically looks at like New York and how, like, essentially early back in the days, the Irish were actually put in the Irish and Italians were actually put in the same like non-white category, as all the other, as all the other people. And what's interesting to me was, like, eventually, it got to the point where the Irish was like, hey, wait, we're white too. And then they kind of got accepted. And then the Italians became white. And then these other people became white, right? And like, I get myself into trouble with this a long time, like a lot, because I'm the type of person that like, I'm the white guy in the corner screaming to the crowds about like weird shit. Like the only reason that, you know, I'm gonna get myself in trouble, but it is the edge of obscurity, so fuck it, I'm just gonna say it, right? Like the only reason that, you know, black people in America were essentially enslaved in the South is because they were the only ones that were genetically able to deal with those conditions, right? Like the white people kept dying, the native people kept dying because, you know, it's built into their system where they don't have the same what's it called? They don't have the same ability to fend off things like malaria that like were native to Africa and stuff like that, right? So you had this like weird dynamic where like, you know, all of North American slavery probably shouldn't have been an issue, except that like the diseases and the you know, conditions were spawning everyone else to die, which to me is like messed up, right? Then it's like seriously messed up, right? And like there's other like weird things that have happened throughout history that like just make me shake my head. And I used to have a friend who was like severely racist, and I just don't talk to him anymore because like it really bothers me, right? I'm like it kind of bothers me when like I make a statement like this and North Americans jump all over me. It's like, oh, you're not black, you're not allowed to say that. But my European friends, they don't even think about it, right? Like it's a totally different kettle in North America, right? And so like it's really interesting to me, right? So, but my parents, I think my parents were racist. Which was interesting because I came to Japan and I got married to, you know, a Japanese person. But before I got married to a Japanese person, my parents, they would always like talk about like how the Japanese were coming to Canada and taking over all the industry and there was no money and they were
I don't get that one, right?
Like I got married to a Japanese person and all of a sudden they met them and they loved the Japan people, right? But then they hated China. They were like, oh, those Chinese, they're taking all of our jobs. They're like, you know, so many problems. My brother moved to China. He met a Chinese Malaysian girl. He married her. Now my parents love everyone.
I mean, some people say you can't like you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but I think people, I mean, it's just who you're surrounded by, right? Like who your parents were surrounded by, they're all probably kind of echoing the same sentiment. And then, you know, you marry an Asian and they meet her and find out what a lovely lady she is. And, you know, they kind of outgrow that little tunnel vision they were in. But you're really a product of your environment, right? Usually if everyone around you, all your friends and everything is one way, you're typically that way too. And like you said, you had a friend that was racist and he became the outcast or kicked to the side because I don't know, that we live in a weird place, right? Is there, you think there's racism on outside of today's ginger racism? Do you think there's racism in the metaverse? You can be who you want, right? I don't know. I was never a gamer, but I know that the gamers, like when they're wearing their little headset, they're just like talking shit like non-stop at each other, right?
It freaks me out that like I like Minecraft because it's like intentionally blocky, and I'm not a gamer either, but it freaks me out when you see sometimes people in games that like are, because I'm sure it happens a lot more than we even realize, but like in Japan, right? Like anime is like super sexy. Like it can be super sexy. Like it's kind of scary how sexy it is, right?
What?
I'm not
Jimmy.
I'm not saying that
Jimmy, but you have an Asian fetish thing.
No.
That's why you're looking at the baseball pitcher that's had 50 surgeries. You're interested in that anime. It's all the same. It's that look. No. Yes, Jimmy, it is. It is. Is the guy you're talking about with the 50 surgeries, does he look like anime? Yes or no? Be honest, Jimmy.
He might actually.
Okay, boom, we've solved it.
No, but like, so
we've
hear me out.
solved the world.
I'm not an anime fan, right? Like I'm not like I'm.
Look
not
at this. Anime is what is the okay, Golden Eagle? What is it about anime that draws you to it? And Jimmy, same question for you. Same question for you.
Yeah, so I'm actually not a fan of anime, if I'm honest. Like I've never read any anime, but they have events here in Osaka where people go out and they have parades, kind of like the gay pride parade, where they dress up as their favorite anime characters, right? Like you go to a quote unquote love hotel and you can order like an anime costume, you know, out of the catalog for the night. Like there's really like I love that Cruise Control. Like I know I have a lot of friends who are huge into anime. It's just not one of my things. So I think Cruise Control kind of understands what I'm saying maybe when I say this. But like it like
who's Cruise Control?
Cruise Control in the comments. I'm a huge anime.
Oh.
I'm guessing he's a huge anime fan.
I'm looking at the YouTube comments. It's probably delayed.
Cruise Control. Yeah, you can look at the comments.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see it there. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like I just think like my kind of you know, while we're in the midst of this conversation,
let's learn all Jimmy's fetishes, all Jimmy's taboo fetishes.
No, but like the Japanese are like it's interesting because the Japanese are extremely open, but at the same time extremely closed, right? Like most people who go to university here, they still live with their parents, right? So if you want to, you know, get down and dirty, you got to go to a place that you have to pay to get into, and they charge you by the hour. And they lock you in there, and once you leave, you can't come back, essentially, right? But like, imagine a place like that in stateside, right? Imagine if you were in the States and you drove by a place that said like Love Hotel, $3,000 for $30 for 1 hour. That place would be burned to the ground within like 24 hours in half the communities in the U.S. Right?
And half. Yeah, but we got not in Miami. It wouldn't. It would
not
in
Miami. People would love it.
It would be packed. They had like, I know they've got swingers clubs and all sorts of weird stuff. Same with New York. I went to visit a buddy in DC, and this girl he knew worked for one of the major newspapers in DC. And she got tickets to all these events. So I fly into town. He's like, Sean, we're going to a porn show. And I'm like, what the fuck? A porn show? I'm like, what is this? I didn't know what to expect. I was looking at him. I'm like, where are you taking me, buddy? I thought we were going to some swingers club or something. Oh, because I'll come back to this because my buddy, I'm not going to say his name. I should say it. No, I'm not going to say it though. But he told me like when he was in DC, he went to this naked brunch once where I can't believe I forgot about this. I kind of like the idea. So they take you in a room, okay, and it's dark and you're basically blindfolded, whatever. It's pitch black, and you find your seat, okay, and then you take off your clothes, and you can take off as much clothes as you want or as little clothes as you want, but everyone takes off pretty much all their clothes. And then all of a sudden, right, it's pitch black, whatever, and they probably seat you boy, girl. And then all of a sudden, the disco ball and the lights and the music come blasting. And then all the waitresses come in with your brunch, right? And everyone's sitting around the table naked. He said he's getting a little reach around from some older woman next to him who he ends up after the brunch. Okay. This wealthy older woman ends up going back to her apartment and they have sex. And then he never talks to her again, but this was like an 11 a.m. brunch in Washington, DC. And it was a naked brunch, but like when I was, now it doesn't sound like as much fun, but when I was in my prime, like, yeah, I'd be all about that. But anyways, I go to DC and this was like the last time I went to DC. He was telling me the story about naked brunch, and he's like, we're going to a porn show. And I was like, and I didn't know what to expect. and we all go in this little theater. It's like a theater, a little side room in a theater, and we all sit down. I'm looking around. Everyone's kind of like I am, that they don't know what to expect. But what it was people create these very artsy, weird porn movies. Okay. And the movies are like anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes. And they show all these movies, and they're all like super like to the dark corners of the sex world. Like one was just a cartoon, like a crazy sex cartoon thing. But they got like super weird, like into edging and all this weird like gimp mask stuff. But after seeing it, I was happy I saw it. I didn't know what to expect. But when we left there, I was like, whoa, because you realize that there's all this weird underground sex world out there that I just didn't really, I mean, I knew stuff existed, but I didn't know how into it like people were. Like people were into some weird stuff, and I guess to them it's not that weird, and after I saw it, it became less weird. But definitely.
I mean, not so long ago, right? Like a few years ago, what one of the biggest movies of the year was that 50 Shades of Grey, right? Before that, nobody was talking about it, right? And now everyone's just like, hey, have you tried that? Have you tried that? Right?
Do you think, okay, because we think about this with our kids, so back in the day, we wouldn't have dared, well, up until like middle school, whatever. But back in the day, like when we were growing up, we would not dare like put on the music we were listening to in front of our parents. And our parents would definitely, well, they weren't listening to it, but they definitely would not dream of playing this stuff for their kids. And now I've got kids of my own, and we have barbecues and whatever, and we're just playing, we're playing WAP, whatever comes on the Spotify. It doesn't matter the language, whatever. Our kids have heard it, and they're only 5 and 7. And maybe I'm a terrible parent, but here's the thing. The kids are so like kids with access to YouTube at a very young age. They have seen it all. And they kind of become desensitized to it, right? So like a word like, fuck, whatever. Back in the day as a kid, if I heard that, I was like, whoa, like I was like, whoa, like if I heard someone cursing, I was like, because my parents didn't curse or anything. I'd hear it at school. Once I got to middle school, obviously. But nowadays, if a kid hears that stuff, they're not even blinking, right? Because they become desensitized to bad language. It holds no weight. Thoughts on that, Jimmy?
Yeah, you bring up an interesting point. So there is a remix that I quite like. That is originally by a American rapper done by Fa Roy, and he does it in this amazing, really bizarre voice. I love bad bitches. That's my fucking problem. Yeah, I like to fuck. I got a fucking problem, right? And he's done this in this like really high, amazing, beautiful voice with like an awesome backdrop to it.
I know that.
I really like the remix, and I listened to it with my 1.5-year-old daughter sitting beside me and thinking, "Wow!" Like let's just put it this way.
She's 1.5 though. She's 1.5. She's not going to remember anything until she gets to at least 3 years of age. So
well, so that's point one. Point two is, I'm a little bit overworked right now, so I need to quit some jobs. But until that time, then my wife, bless her, because she's awesome. The missus, I don't like saying my wife, but anyway, the missus, she's pretty awesome. But like, I was getting a little bit pissy the other day, and I said something to her, and she's like, ever since you started hanging out with Americans and doing these damn shows, this isn't you. You're just swearing all over the place. She's not wrong. I'm swearing 100 times more than I used to, right? And I'm pretty bad, right?
Who do you get it from? From Corey?
Well, I think it's just like in general.
You're not getting it from M Blue.
That's very true, actually. Yeah, you're
So
not getting it from
so
M
is
Blue.
it Corey though?
I think in general, like a lot of North Americans and a lot of TV shows as well, like there's a lot of swearing in it too, right? Like if you watch HBO, right, like it's pretty bad, right? Like if you watch, you know, a lot of these new comedies on Showtime and stuff like that, I don't.
So the first time you had me on a Media Moguls.
Corey is pretty bad. I'll give you that.
And I was sharing the link with other people in the Cryptowriter community, some of our writers, one of them being Jillian Godsill. And she said she tuned in. She like clicks on the link because she wanted to see me, of course. And and the first thing she hears is Corey say "suck a dick."
Yeah, Corey's bad. I'm pretty.
So look at you. You're being corrupted, Jimmy. You're not yourself anymore. You're staying up later and later into the evening. You're cursing. You're watching profanity lace music with your 1.5-year-old on your lap while you're.
Well, you know what's funny though is like the last time I went back to Canada, I remember having a conversation with my wife because you know she's super cute.
Oh,
right?
Canada.
Like she's super cute, right? But she would swear like crazy, and I'd just be like, you can't say that. Like when you're in front of my parents, she's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Why not?
You can't say that.
How old were you though at this time?
That was the last time I was back in Canada was probably about 5 years ago.
My parents don't even, because my parents are cool, they like to entertain and stuff, but they've been desensitized too, because just over, you know, we've had kids for, you know, they've had grandkids for years now. And, you know, like I said, we just do our thing and play the music we want. We don't even really consider like, oh, because if you shelter your kids too much, all they want to do is like get out there and like, I believe that if you're a good parent and you have good support network and your kids are in an overall good environment, your kids are going to turn out fine. If you try to shelter your kids from every bad word and every bad thing they can see on TV, you know what they're going to want to do more than anything? They're going to want to go on YouTube, go like hide in the corner all on their own. And they're going to want to look up the crazy shit. Right. I'd rather them be desensitized, like completely desensitized where nothing. Yeah, true. Where nothing phases them. And they're just like, okay, like it is what it is. We know how to act, right? Because our parents act normally around it, then have a kid that's like, ooh, my parents never let me watch this stuff. Like, let me dig in, right? They know, my kids know, regardless of what, whatever her name is doing in the WAP video, that they're not going to go do WAP video dancing at school and say WAP video stuff at school. Like they know there's a line there, but yeah, we keep them. I don't know. We don't hide it from them.
I have a friend.
I mean, there is a limit though. There is a limit of what we hide from them. It's not a free for all, but at some point you got to think, Jimmy, in 20, 30 years, our kids are going to be grown up and they're going to have kids. And I think by that point, nothing is off the table. Like nothing is off the table because their kids are going to be in the metaverse and they're going to be like, they're not just going to be seeing the stuff. They're going to be feeling the stuff. It's going to be weird.
I kind of feel like I'm going to get in trouble again because I got in trouble. I kind of got in trouble the last time I brought this up on our roundtable. But I don't know. Like, I kind of feel, because I have a daughter, right? I kind of feel like if you're going to be in the metaverse, that there should be KYC, because I don't want some some I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend anyone, but I'm just gonna say it straight. I don't want some creepy like 50-year-old pretending to be like a 16-year-old like my daughter in the metaverse, right? And like I don't want to put people down, but there's things that I do actually believe are wrong, right? Like I don't believe it. Most things are wrong, but like you
the best defense is educating your daughter.
I would agree.
You're not gonna. So it's easy to think now, like we're really kind of tapped into technology and stuff, but my kids figure something out every day. Like they're building in Minecraft now. They're showing me how to do stuff. And you'd be pretty naive if you thought that you were going to be able to stay on top of this and that you were going to be able to, because my sister, she has a son, my nephew Hudson, he's probably like 14 and he's really, really smart, really good dude, really smart. But they try to like limit his iPhone usage or iPad usage, and he just outsmarts him and figures out a workaround. And Hudson and his dad, Chris, have had this like ongoing battle. Like the dad's trying to like lock him out of something, and then Hudson's figuring out his way in, and then the dad's trying to do something else. But at the end of the day, Hudson always figures it out, right? So the best thing to do is just educate them and make them aware of what's out there and what they need to watch out for. And then there's that level of trust rather than putting your foot down and say, no, you cannot go in here. No, you cannot use this, because they're just gonna want to get around it even more. Right. Kids don't like authority. I don't know.
Just send us like in the Cryptowriter channel, please. Just send us like a 1-word voice message so we know how to pronounce the name, because like we really need to call shit like this out, because this is a great comment. I'll leave it there for a minute, but yeah, fair enough, fair point. I'm a nice person most of the time, and I don't want to offend people, but you have a good point. I shouldn't be worried about that. I'm
gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna get in trouble. Jimmy's picturing his parents. Oh, Jimmy.
I want to someday when I'm a little bit more inebriated than today, but I do want to go back to something, because I think
last thing, because I am getting hungry.
Yeah, fair enough, but I want to go back to like the hentai comment in the comments previous, because I think this is something interesting that people can think about, right? Again, it's been a really long time since I've lived stateside or in North America in general. But what's interesting to me is that like I've had this conversation with multiple people in Japan and in China and in Malaysia and in these Asian countries. And it's funny because like sometimes skirts are so short that like there's not much left to the imagination.
Where?
In Asia.
Oh, in Asia.
Right?
Okay.
And it's interesting if you dive down that rabbit hole. Sorry, minds go to weird places. It's interesting if you dive down that rabbit hole, and you look at the culture and the place, right? Because in America or in England or in Australia, 9 times out of 10, like these people are being labeled as being, well, yeah, but they kind of deserved it, right? If something happens. Here in Asia, it's all fashion, nothing else. So it's kind of like leaving the store open at night and then somebody coming in and taking all of your shit and saying you deserved it because you left it open. Which is a really interesting analogy, because how many small towns exist in North America, in Canada, that leave their doors unlocked and nobody ever goes in and steals their shit, right? Like that's kind of like the American small town dream in a way, and I just want like people to think about this. Like it's
a couple things, like you said, in Asia, it's all fashion, right? But in America, some of it's might be fashion, some of it might be something else, right? Living
Some
that,
of that might be attitude. Yeah, you're right.
some of that might be living that WAP life, wanting to live that WAP lifestyle.
I don't think I know what WAP means, actually.
Wet ass pussy. You've never seen the music video?
No, maybe I've been away for a couple.
Oh, just watch the music video and then it'll all make sense.
Okay, sure. Sorry.
Because the WAP, the kids love the WAP, right? But maybe, hey, maybe the YouTube that some of these kids are watching when they don't have parents that are sort of like teaching them, maybe it leads them to act or want to act a certain way, and maybe that gives off the wrong impression. Whereas if it's just fashion, right, then it's just fashion. But if you're giving off certain signals in America, right, or you're, I don't know, then it's not just fashion. Some of it could be fashion, but I don't know. I've never really had. It'd be tough being a woman, right? Being a female in America can't be easy. You want to go out and have a good time. I don't know. Do some women like being catcalled? I'm sure. Others maybe not so much.
Yeah, so I think it's an interesting, like, again, I think it's an interesting case study because I never hear people being catcalled here. Although you will have a guy walk up to you as you cross a bridge and like try to talk you into going to a love hotel with you.
Okay.
And most women in this country, they just keep walking, they just keep ignoring, right? And 9 times out of 10, there's nothing, right? Like, I really appreciate how tough my missus is. Like, my missus is one of the few people that would, you know, like, she's tough and, you know, she.
Yeah, mine too.
I don't know. Yeah,
sure, mine CrossFits.
Is that how we end the show?
Yeah,
I think that's how we do it. But yeah, I like, you know what? It's impossible. I had a show with Jason from Hustle House this morning.
Speaking of the Hustle House, no. I want to get one thing in though before you share that story. And Jimmy, I'm just keep getting more and more hungry. But so after the Rona happened, and we're staying in our, you know, we have a big group of friends, but we're staying in our circle, our big group of friends, and I'm like dying to get out. Right, like it just got to a point where you get tired of all your friends and you just want to see people. So I went to rave, but then I also, and that was amazing energy, all these people, but it's crazy because you see, like, I don't think I'd seen, I'd been around the company of other good looking people outside of my friends, right, who I was around for like a year straight and tired of. So when it was like you got back out in the wilderness, you were like, oh my God, I enjoy looking at people. It was weird.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I went through some phases that we're never going to discuss on this channel.
Yeah. I'm sort of tiptoeing around the subject, but in Miami, we have beautiful people, right? On the beaches, whatever. And when you haven't been to the beach for a while, and then you go to the beach and you're like, oh my God, this is amazing, right? I couldn't imagine living in the small town, right? And going to the Walmart and being like, oh my God, this is amazing, because it's not. It's not. But yeah, I didn't appreciate Miami and the spiciness and all that until after Corona, right? And I spent that time away from it, and then I got back into it, and I'm like, you know, I was so grateful. So I don't think in the metaverse, like when you're interacting with virtual avatars and stuff, I do not believe it'll, maybe one day, 100 years, 200 years, but I don't believe that I think it'll always be void of like this innate human connection of being in company of another like warm human being, right?
Maybe we need to do a Ready Player One crypto roundtable.
Yeah,
That's a really good topic, actually.
yeah. Well, it's a question I always ask myself is when we're going towards this kind of like in between world, we're spending half time in the metaverse, half the time out here, but at what point does the metaverse ever get to a point where we can feel that human, like real live human energy, or will it ever get to that point? Because right now it's nowhere close. And you learn that because you're doing Zoom all the time. Well, Jimmy, like if you were to come down to Miami and we were to go to the shitcoin conference together,
yeah,
it's way better. It would be way better. Both of us would think it's way better than doing this. Even though this is great, but just being around human beings is a great thing. And I don't know if you ever feel that in the metaverse. You definitely don't now, right? But will you in the future? That's a whole show in itself, probably.
I agree. Yeah, and so like I'm actually a really social person. Like if I don't have social contact with people, I go a little bit insane. And maybe that's part of the reason why I'm so on edge is because I don't have social contact. But like the timing of Corona came at a really bizarre time for me because my daughter was just born and like the city that I was living in shut down and I never went out. I never did anything. And then I got doing these types of things with you.
Your daughter, I mean, that would seem like a good time because you can't do anything anyways when you got a little baby. Well, I mean, you could go outside. I just mean like you're not going to be going to dinners and stuff with your friends when you got a little baby. You usually don't do as much of that, right?
That's where I miss North America. Because if you have a little baby, you can go to a backyard barbecue.
Yeah, a backyard barbecue, right? But we never, like when I had little kids or when my kids were younger, even now, I mean, we got to get a babysitter, but we would never... Like you always think when you first have a kid, oh man, I wish I still had that freedom where I could go out and party and do all this and not have to worry about how I felt the next day around my kid. So you'd think that if there was any time to have Rona, like a year of Rona, it'd be right when you have a little baby that's hard to take places anyways.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. We agree.
Yeah.
Why don't we end it there?
We rarely agree.
Yeah, Los Lakers babysitter. Man, these babysitters these days charging $16 an hour. Los Lakers definitely selling Finney coins to pay the babysitter. That's the move, I think. Just
next week. You'll be happy to know that I haven't sold any more Finney coins after I upgrade.
Oh, I don't care. I want you to sell them so that when the price drops to like $10 a Finney coin, you're not like, you're not. Anyways, next week on the docket, we have Reese Kent, and we are doing a Minecraft ginger race. Wait, is Corey a ginger?
No.
Oh. He kind of looks. Are you sure?
I'm not sure. I've never actually met him in real life, which is really bizarre.
I swear the first time I ever saw him, maybe it was different lighting or something, or he was in a different room, but he looks like he could have a little, we'll count him, right? If you got any little streak of blonde or something, we'll count you. Come on down to the Reese Kent roundup in his Minecraft world. We're going to race for a Finney coin. We'll also discuss if innate human needs are met in the metaverse.
Yeah, fair enough. I got that salt and pepper vibe going as well. But it's interesting. Like
Jimmy, I'm so hungry right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave you guys on a note. Here's the thing. Nobody knows who's taller, Sean or me. Not even we know who's taller. thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next week for the awesome Mario Brothers race, and take care.